Three, two, one.
So we're going to have a housing crisis in about 8 to 10 years.
Like,
or 5 years.
Who decided that? Well, it won't be 5. It will be the 6.5, 7.
Yeah. Here, wait. I'm trying to.
Like, who okayed that?
So the Dodd-Frank bill made all this shit wasn't permanent.
I knew that.
So
Little context. I work in.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Mortgage. I work in the field. All right.
So exactly. It's like that's why I thought this would be a good time to bring it up, and that I mentioned we never talked about it on air.
No.
But how it was really surprising to me how I saw an economist on TikTok, and I understand. I mean, but I went and double checked.
That's what I do,
and
it's only because I'm sane.
And then when you confirmed it, because you work in loans, was that essentially ninja loans are coming back to where you give people who you can't afford a home mortgage loan. So, and that makes sense because the housing market was in
guise of
but
you could do it this way, but
coming out of COVID and with the housing slowdown, and then now people flipping homes and selling them, and then now construction back up.
So basically, the real estate market right now, or has been since COVID, a little bit before, is construction and wanting to turn it over, or buying foreclosed properties and wanting to turn it over. So you've got all of this, what amounts to companies owning property.
Yeah.
And the housing market is shit.
So, and so from the... Well, fuck it, I'm going to go Marxist on this. So from the predatory capitalistic standpoint, like, it makes all the sense in the world.
Yes.
You got all these empty homes, you need people to buy them.
How do we fix this?
Well, let's go back to something that we knew that worked. So
we'll trick everyone and they'll buy into this because of this. Hey, look at this shiny object. Right. You know what it is? It's the 3-month free subscription. Mm-hmm. Is what it is.
Well, no, so that's what I was reading about today. So on top of the ninja loans coming back, but they're calling it something different. But they're still doing
it's the same thing.
What is it when they bundle them all together? Where they call that, like, trunkage or something like that?
So who bundles it all together?
Like a
company?
Investment firms or whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I did.
But anyway. So that's what CNN, the article was on, and it's United Wholesale Mortgage is now doing the 15% of the cost that you get a no interest loan that you got to pay back in 3 to 5 years.
Exactly.
Which is
$100 loan, you got to pay me $15.
Yeah.
So extrapolate that out to a house. And you have 5 years to pay that. Right.
And there's no, like, wiggle room in that. Like, you have to pay that up. And
and they're paying monthly payments.
You can, yeah.
So that's the thing.
You can also sit back and make no payments.
It's not about...
Because there's no interest on it.
And that's bingo. What we just said, because there are no monthly payments, and there's no interest, it's just like, you're good for 5 years. You don't have to make a single fucking payment. Well, guess what? They weren't making payments before. What makes you think they're going to be able to do it now? They were paying $700 in rent.
Right, yeah.
And now you expect them to make a $1,500 monthly payment.
No, I mean, like, this is targeted at somebody like me.
Right. No, I get it. And it's the other thing is...
And this is what was documented before of, like, this is what caused it. Caused the housing crisis in 08.
And the biggest thing is the corporate America is like, kids aren't buying property anymore because they're being priced out. They're also smart enough not to go, oh, of course we'll do that. No, they're
hopefully.
I have little faith in anything, but kids my age, like those mid-20s, I think they're smart enough.
Wait, kids your age?
I mean, my son's age. God damn it, not mine. Kids my son's age.
You're in your man. That's a hard mid-20s.
Hard mid-20s. I am never mind. I'm not going to go there. Apartment 20. Something like Keith Richards.
Yeah. I'm 20 years old. Jesus Christ. All right, anyway. But yeah.
That's the thing.
Kids your oldest son's age. Which is what this is targeted at, too.
Well, and it starts here with nobody's buying fucking property, which is what these contractors is. That's why you got a fucking shit ton of empty lots everywhere with for sale signs, because the price is too high, people don't have enough money. How about, look, we're going to give you a house for free for 5 years.
Right.
If you can't pay us back then, you're fucked.
Right.
And then we're back to where we were.
Yeah. Right. But then that's bundled in with the actual home mortgage.
Correct.
Right. And so
because what that's going to do is, it's going to supply
and what
demand.
we've already figured out is that, and what has already been made clear is that those ninja home loans, which is not the 15% that we're talking about. That's something completely different. So it's that if they are going to do what they normally do in a housing market, which is bundle those together, sell those. God, I wish I could remember the name of it.
I mean,
I get it. But they've changed all the terminology. That's why, most common people aren't catching it right now, because it takes somebody who works in the mortgage industry or an economist to go, oh no, they repackaged it.
That's what they did.
They slapped a new sticker on it.
And
expect you to fall for it all over again.
One of the loan documents you sign is your loan can be assumed by another loan company with a group of other loans. Like, we're going to sell your shit. So that is, which is what you're just saying. You just put them in bundles. So I'm going to buy all that shit, and now you owe me.
Right.
Plus a little service fee.
So then it begs the question, so if we are now literally right back where we started.
Correct.
Into pre-2008.
Yep.
What's the financial industry doing to hedge their bets on this? So
at this point, I don't
what's
know,
their new gamble that when shit fails and they quote unquote didn't see it coming, unless they're like the dude Christian Bale played and read it like a fucking kid's book, like, oh, it's clear as day. Why don't y'all see this?
He's autistic. He plays drums. He plays metal.
And but you're going so we're now playing with fire.
You ready? Here we go.
And possibly could burn down the world economy again.
It's happened before.
Yeah, it will happen again.
And it is.
Yeah.
So the world will burn. There will be even more people homeless and even more vacant property sitting around with the grass growing.
Yeah.
And so then you've got a gigantic amount of the population homeless, and yet you still have a gigantic amount of property, homes that are vacant. And so they come up with the next scheme that says, man, why aren't people buying houses anymore? Well, because you priced everyone out, and then you suckered them into buying a house, and then you threw them out on the fucking street. It's the vicious fucking cycle.
No, I know. I always wonder why they put sunset clauses on government regulation. It should, for instance, for Dodd-Frank, it should have taken another law to be passed.
Right.
For that to happen, and then people.
But there's just a hard stop.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the people who said, no, we don't need those protections, have to go out and campaign on that.
Then you got to start the whole fucking process over again that you did 12 fucking years ago, or however long it was. I thought that was Bill Gates.
Yeah.
However, you got to do the whole thing all over again instead of just what a lot of these... Okay, insider, here we go. What a lot of these corporations do is just keep extending those loans 3, 6, 12 months.
Right, yeah.
3, 6, 12 months, and they're just gaining interest on all that shit, but they're not really doing anything because they're just extending the maturity date.
Well, in basic theory, whether the individual pays or not, they're going to get their money back through asset acquisition.
Fact. What do you call it in school?
What?
The capital? Say it. Human capital.
Oh, yeah.
Capital resources. Yeah. What is it?
Or you have your...
No. At your school.
Talent acquisition.
And
director of human capital.
Yes, there it is. Director of human capital.
Makes it just
that's gross.
Destroys my soul every time I say
facts.
it. Yeah,
and that's what these. Again, I've worked for huge banks and.
Well, and the fact that it should this isn't like, oh well, we got to get it shouldn't be that we need bipartisan support to make these regulations permanent,
and then we're rolling them back.
And again, it's not like we didn't see this coming with the banking industry. They do it all. They've been doing it since the banking industry was invented.
Correct.
With human civilization, like
facts.
How
it's a barter system works the same fucking way.
Right. But the first person who was like, no, you owe me 5% more because it took you longer to pay back.
Who did that? Bullet Town. Which made Gastown mad.
That's what Mad Max is. It's prehistory.
That is. I just went with 5% tax. Juice.
Yeah.
You get a 5% VIG on those bullets.
5 points. 5-point VIG. Yeah.
Bro. If they ain't here in a fortnight,
I'll break your legs.
I'll have Dr. Dementis over here break your legs.
And that's like
they're doing that on a national level.
I was gonna say, but since we're using that terminology, it's also a sad part that the mob is so weak right now because their loan sharks could be doing some big business right now. Undercutting the federal loan rate.
You know why? Because they've done, and I'm talking government, have done everything in their power to get rid of unions.
Yeah.
That's it. Facts.
Well, I mean, that's not the reason why the mob is.
I mean, but hey.
I mean, that's multiple reasons. But yeah, no, I mean, if you had. You had to say fucking unions.
Yeah, I did. God damn it, that is your trigger.
But if you had. Yeah, I mean, if we are gaining, that's coming back. But yeah, if the American public knew the power of collective bargaining, whether that's in an industry, whether that's as an electorate,
which is what it should be as
exactly.
An electorate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I mean. We it's the Union of the United States,
correct?
And that union
we collectively vote for you,
right,
to handle.
Our
negotiations, for lack of a better term.
And our representatives are our union reps. That's the way it should be.
You should be negotiating whatever we want as a collective. And now the housing industry is about to go.
Well, and that's what I really don't get. Like, other than basic campaign contribution, which there's caps on that. What else is like? I don't see anybody who's like a non-Fed chair or Treasury Secretary. You're not going to see Ted Cruz go on to lead Bank of America. Now, they might give him a board position or something like that, but
they'll give him a stipend.
But that doesn't there's not enough banks anymore in the United States to account for all these reps and senators who
have been raking in money. Yeah.
But maybe they're land developers or whatever. But it's just,
well,
maybe we are just being too innocent at this point. But it's just
I mean, they're all independent wealthy at this point.
But that's what I don't understand. Like the idea of if you think the rent's too high, if you think property values are too high, and that they need to be capped at something so that people can actually afford stuff. Vote for the people who are actually saying we need to put that into play, and not put a sunset clause in that law.
No,
make it permanent so that we can make